Welcome to the first episode of Nerdy Talk, a chill hangout podcast by queer gamers for queer gamers. Today your hosts are Lady Nightscale, Cosmic Lexi, Fina2112, Demon Fae Shay, and Astral Cat. Please be advised that this podcast contains adult language, raunchy jokes, and general poor behavior. If you'd like to support the podcast, please stop by the host's YouTube's, Twitch streams, Blue Skies, and or Twitter accounts. Drop us a follow. If you have a question or topic that you'd like us to discuss, feel free to drop it in the comments section. Thank you very much, and we hope that you enjoy hanging out with us. Alright, there we go. Hi girls, hello. I know we've been hanging out for a little bit, so hi is weird to say right here, but we are recording, so.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Alright, so, Nerdy Talk. This was an idea I had a little bit ago. I like the idea, because I have so many really cool content creator friends that all have a lot of really interesting takes, and particularly all of us are queer. A lot of us are trans, none of us are cishet. And I think that it's really interesting to see different people's takes on quote-unquote woke gaming or whatever. But just talking amongst ourselves, and I all of you guys are really awesome, except for Lexi, she's kind of stinky. And I just wanted to get the chance for us to all talk together about stuff that's interesting us. This whole idea of the podcast is, as I mentioned, supposed to be mostly just gaming stuff, but also it's free form. Talk about the shit that happened in your life. Fuck it, we're just friends hanging out, Get your beer, get your weed, get your whatever you want to fucking chill out with. Although I guess weed is probably hard to say these days because a lot of the recreational THC is going to be going away soon. Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Grab your favorite state-sponsored snack and enjoy this in your other monitor as you play War Thunder.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, War Thunder. Oh, I'm sure there won't be long before we have a conversation about War Thunder at some point.
I was gonna say, are we already having a sponsored segment for War Thunder?
Oh,
This is our first episode.
Oh, God. We haven't even started yet, and you're already trying to peddle something.
No, hold on. Wait.
Call me a sensitive document the way that War Thunder player had me leaking.
Oh, my God.
Put it on the board. That's our first sex joke.
Oh, there's gonna be so many.
What are we, 20 seconds in?
Not even a minute in, I don't think.
No, 2 minutes and 18
Stop
seconds.
the clock.
World record.
So for
let's
those
go.
who don't know me, my name is Lady Nightscale. I am a VTuber that is primarily based on sci-fi military stuff, mostly the BattleTech and MechWarrior setting, but I also dabble in 40k, Titanfall, other stuff like that. I am a huge nerd for mecha, railguns, robots, all that kind of stuff. Also a huge slut. And like most of the people here, I am a streamer. All of our Twitch names, or YouTube names in Ashl's case, are under our avatars.
Hi.
So if you want to check out more of what we've done, you can always go there. And I'll when people do a big thing, I'm sure they'll mention it on here. I will say that if you're going to pop by my stream, be aware I am extremely 18 plus. Although this podcast will probably give you that idea as well. So just be aware of that before you come and hang out. Let's just go counterclockwise from here. Unless Shay doesn't want to go second.
Oh, going right now? Yeah, no, I can talk about it.
Yeah, just give a quick little hi, this is me, this is what I focus on.
Based on my avatar, you would think that I am the one that does most of the sexy stuff, but no, this is an outlier for me. I stream on Twitch. I also have a YouTube channel that I upload infrequently to, and intend to do a little bit more of. Also, on top of kind of mixed with the stream and the YouTube, there will be a channel dedicated specifically to tabletop stuff that I do with my friends that we're calling Last Roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
It's
Last
like
Roll, right?
Yeah, it's an actual play thing. Hopefully it gets started for Pathfinder, but I don't know when that will be. Yeah, generally speaking, most of the reason I'm here is probably for the tabletop stuff. If you enjoy tabletop gaming, I am probably responsible for the ruination of your favorite hobby.
Jesus Christ. Invite the chuds into our combat section, why don't you?
Yeah.
Although I suppose looking at the roster, that's alright. Well, you say just TTRPGs, but you have a lot of strong takes about horror, which is actually one of the things I did want to bring up at some point is because
Oh yeah,
Astral Cat recently
I
did
am
a
the horror
video
nerd.
on horror stuff, and I thought it would be really
Hi,
cool
that's
just
me.
to sit, like, be a fly on the wall and watch you two gab about that. But that's for a later point. Fina, tell us a little about Teal Friend.
Hello, my name is Fina. I'm a queer variety caster on twitch.tv at FINA2112. That's the handle. I do tons of action adventure stuff, JRPGs. I do weekly Link to the Past randomized races. I do visual novels. I just got finished reading an actual novel written by my partner on stream. And I also occasionally do speedruns. I am the former world record holder for Fear, First Encounter Assault Recon, Glitchless. I have done Hollow Knight in significantly under an hour. And I also speedrun Skies of Arcadia Legends.
And me and you also had, like,
Thanks.
the last time I tried to do, like, try to get a podcast to the ground, me and you had a nice long conversation about the fact that I'm a challenge runner and you're a speed runner. And we had a real good back and forth about, like, where those things overlap and where they differ.
Ah, yes, good old Talk O Tuesdays.
Listen, I'm sad
Oh,
that
what
that
the-
never took off. Yes, the idea was Taco Tuesdays, TALK TAC O Tuesdays, and I bought Fina tacos, and we ate tacos and talked about our favorite video game stuff. I thought that
That's
was a
true,
great
we
fucking
did.
idea.
I love that.
I thought it was great too.
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately,
sad.
job stuff, I started working on Tuesdays, so I couldn't do it anymore. So,
Mm,
but
such a shame.
yeah. Oh, also
Down
for those
to the
for those who are
tacos.
actually watching the YouTube and not just listening, Fina is not normally a Muppet. This is just cute
Ah,
avatar.
yes. A friend of mine who calls herself Jim Henson's Nightmare makes Muppet avatars for people that come onto her channel as like collaborators. And so we were playing, I think it's Rabbit and Steel. Is that the Final Fantasy 14 boss mechanics generator shoot 'em up?
Yeah,
Or
yes,
bullet
it
hell
is.
thing?
Yes, yes, it is.
We were playing that, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make you a Muppet." And I was like, "Cool, let's
Muppet.
I
do
do
it."
appreciate that you transformed into a Muppet specifically for this podcast.
It's like a magical
Well,
girl
you know.
transformation. But, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of mechs and magical girl transformations, we'll come back to this after the introductions are
oh,
done.
jeez.
But I have a
Okay.
thing. I have a thing.
Put a pin in that one. All right, Lexi, tell us a little bit about my wife.
Hello, my name is Cosmic Alexi. I'm known as the Cosmic Angel VTuber, and as stated, I am the wife of Lady Nightscale. I stream fairly inconsistently on Twitch, but when I do, it's either shooters or Pokemon or just random fun with my friends. I'm also quite the amateur digital artist, so yeah.
I like the way you said quite the amateur, because that can either mean I'm very prolific, but I still consider myself an amateur, or that could just be you saying I suck. Which you don't. I want to underline
Which is
that.
objectively untrue.
Yeah, all of your art is great.
I would like to say I'm still an amateur artist, even though that my art is pretty decent and I got people lined up that want art from me. But
Well, I mean,
I'm
fucking,
very
babe, Wildcat144, who, for those who don't know, is a very well-known BattleTech artist, has looked at your art and been like, oh my god, your wife is so good at drawing battle mechs. So, like...
Have you been paid for your art?
I have.
Then you're a
Then you're
professional.
no longer
Then
an
you're no
amateur.
longer an amateur. By definition,
God-
amateur is just like hobbyists not getting paid for it.
You are
God
ahead
damn
of
it.
me.
You've been pinned into the corner.
She loves it when we do that.
I mean, it's not the first time I've been pinned into the corner, and it won't be the last time, probably in this podcast. But yeah, that's me.
And going
Anything you need Pokemon knowledge, ask me.
Gloopy also mentioned that if we want to have a guest star that really likes Pokemon, she'd be willing to come on too. So if we wanted to have a podcast where we just listen to a bunch of queer bitches rant about Pokemon, we could absolutely do that. All right, so going to probably the least lewd of us, the Kibitty. Hello, Kibitty.
That is me. Yes. Hello. Hello. I am Astral Cat. I am the only non-streamer out of everyone here. I am primarily on YouTube. I'm also probably the most crazy one out of the bunch of us, if you've seen any of my challenge runs. I frequently like to do the most insane bullshit imaginable, just kind of because I feel like it. I generally just don't like to stick to one specific thing, I will pretty much make a video on whatever I'm hyperfixating about. But I will do my damnedest to make it interesting. So if that doesn't sound terrible, then hey, why not check it out?
Highly recommend watching Astral Cat's channel. Some of her stuff has been really interesting and insightful too. I mentioned before with Shay that Astral just did a video about horror stuff. That was a really good video. Her recent thing about Cult of the Lamb, but like only with no upgrades or losing any of the followers was. I remember me and you were trying to do that on
again.
me and you were trying to do that over LA over like simulated land.
Steam remote play.
Yeah, and like the lag was just so fucking terrible.
Oh my God. We made it to area 2, which was honestly further than I thought we'd get.
The fact that we took down Leshy, I was like, oh shit, all right, I'm kind of impressed.
Oh yeah, no, I was very impressed. I was very impressed.
So that is the crew for today. We do have other creators that are on the roster that we'll be cycling through if people need to step out or that kind of thing. But yeah, so we'll probably have about 5 people in each seat. We do have a list of topics to talk about. However, I want to start with one that's not actually gaming related and kind of throw Astral under the bus here because Kat, they go under the bus pretty regularly.
Here we go.
Bitch, you bribed your family to attend this podcast.
Okay, all right. You
like,
make it sound like a fucking
like
mob
she actually
movie, why don't you?
Well, because so did you. We were in the Discord and you were like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And I was like, that's fine. We can do 4 people, blah, blah, blah. And like, not 10 minutes later, you're like, no, they accepted the bribe. I can come. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I kind of want to know what this bribe is.
Look, everyone has a price, and apparently for the people I'm living with, that's $10.
Oh, so this wasn't an actual monetary transaction.
Monetary bribe.
It's an actual monetary thing. But benefit, I also get a clean car for it. I just paid them $10 to go and clean my car while we're doing this. I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? I mean, I'm finally back in like actual employment now, so I'm like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I don't care. $10 is nothing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair.
So
But
just,
I was just blown away because I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, it's a fun little silly thing. And she's like, no, I'm paying money to my friends to get like
I'll give you $1 for me to fuck off. Comma, can you clean my car?
I mean, they accepted it. I'm not
This
complaining.
is the level of dedication I want from all you bitches.
Literally, actually, that Trailer Park Boys moment, though. I'll pay you $5 to fuck off.
True.
Oh, God.
Oh, my Lord.
If I'm not here, it's probably a Warhammer-related incident.
That's true. I mean, and if Lexi's ever not here, it's almost certainly because she fucking hurt herself. This bitch, I love my wife. I love my wife. Baby, I love you. You are the love of my light. You are the wind under my wings that carries me throughout everything. I have never met a more clumsy woman. Ever.
This week alone, I almost lost my knuckle.
She did. She was at work. She almost cut her fucking finger off.
What do you
Jesus.
mean lost your knuckle? Specifically,
Yeah, I
the
need to
knuckle?
know this.
Okay, so I was at work, right? Cutting open a pork loin that is wrapped in like plastic.
Mhm.
And I went to go like cut with the knife, and the knife slipped, and my finger was like kind of like hooked around the plastic to keep it steady, and it went right through the cutting glove and
Oh, no.
nearly sliced off my knuckle. Like, I'm pretty sure if I didn't have that cutting glove, I would not have a knuckle anymore.
Jeez.
Well, you've also fallen out of the shower. I've watched you, like, you have gremlin energy. So there's times you'll, like, obviously, because I sleep late, I work 2nd or 3rd shift. And so, like, there's times she'll come in to wake me up, and she'll be like, hi, baby, good morning, time to wake up, I made you breakfast, and she'll jump into bed. This no shit happened. She'll vouch for this. She tried to jump into bed to wake me up, rebounded off the mattress, fell off the other side of the bed, and injured herself falling on the floor.
Oh, no.
Smooth.
Yep. Let's see. Almost falling out of the shower and almost shattering my kneecap.
So what you're saying
Jesus.
is that Lexi
Sprain-
has damsel riz.
She does.
Spraining my wrist.
You poor thing. I'm gonna put up Nerf walls in your home.
Oh, God.
I've been told so many times.
I already told her when we get married, I'm making her wedding dress out of bubble wrap.
lining the halls of your of the place that
Gotta
you
make
live with
everything
those
safe.
like bowling alley bumpers.
Just get like the pinball noises when she
God.
hits the walls. Just bing, bing,
Ding 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 ding.
Oh man, I
Uh,
have some clumsy stories, but none that are particularly funny. All of mine are just like, you dumb bitch. I've
Yeah.
been more injured by other people being clumsy and brainless, like when I almost lost my eye, or when I almost
Jesus.
lost my two fingers. Both of those were in the Marine Corps. For those who don't know, I was a U.S. Marine for 6 years. But Fina told me a story the other day that had me fucking rolling.
Oh God, which story?
The unhinged or unchained magic deck thing with you with the post and scratching your
Oh
nose.
my God. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah. No, I'll tell this story. That's fine. I don't mind. Okay. So, I'm playing Magic the Gathering, and it's like 2006 or something. And I forget if it's Unhinged. I think it's Unhinged was the second
It
one
was one of the
that
unsets.
came out. Yeah, it's Unhinged. Um, what year did that come out? It was 2004. Yeah, so about 2006. And we had a couple boxes that we still had to get through as drafts. So we got 8 people all together, and we're like, hey, we're just gonna draft the remainder of these couple of boxes. And the dude that bought the boxes just wanted all the lands, and so we paid in like less than we normally would have, and then we got to keep our cards, except for the really nice Rob
Lands.
Alexander lands. And so there's a card called Goblin Mime, and you have to play without vocalizing anything. And there's a card called Working Stiff, where you have to play but you cannot bend your elbows. And I have both of them on the field. And
Huh.
my
Oh
nose
no.
really, really itches. And obviously, I need to fix this. You ever have a burning itch that you're just like, "Ah, this is killing me. I have to.
Yeah.
And we're in like a finished basement. So there's like carpet, there's a drop ceiling that has like recessed lighting in it. It's really nice.
I can see it in my mind's eye right now. Anyone that played
Oh,
like
I can see
40K
it
or like
too.
Magic when you were in high school or like early college, everyone had that one gaming basement amongst their group of friends.
Yes.
I'm imagining that 70s show.
Yes, pretty
And
much.
so underneath the stairs, there is like a wool blanket. And it's just hanging there, but it's nailed in. So it was like a door in front of a
Oh,
quote
no.
door in front of the like the little storage underneath the stairs. Little
Mhm.
did I know, there is about a 2.5, 3 inch iron post back behind it. like 2 inches back behind this thing and right in the middle. So I throw my head forward and into this blanket to try and like rub around on it and like itch my face, and I immediately clang it as hard as I've ever headbutt anything in my life, an iron
Oh
post.
no.
Grab my face and scream, sacrifice both my creatures and lose the game.
Oh
Oh my
god.
Fucking tragic.
no.
God.
Oh.
You're such a fucking disaster, Mina. I love you so much.
Oh,
It's
that
one of the
reminds me
most
of
Fina things that's ever
that
happened.
reminds me of another story when I was a kid.
Are you about to tell the story about how you got shot with an arrow?
Well, I guess I could
Excuse
tell
me?
that one.
Well, it's not really you being clumsy, but it is a good one, and I do like the fact that
I
I can
assure
literally
you.
say my wife took an arrow to the knee.
Okay,
I-
yeah, I guess I should tell that story because that is like the one of the most iconic injury stories that I have.
Oh my god.
So I was about 8 years old, and my dad took me to his friend's house where they had another little kid, and they decided to go down in the basement and play like D&D and get high.
Based.
And so they left the two of us 8-year-old kids with live bow and arrows,
Less based.
Oh no.
just shooting them in the backyard. And I went to go retrieve my arrows, and I basically got shot with an arrow in the back of my knee when I was trying to retrieve it.
And to
Ooh.
this day, she still has like knee problems, and I constantly make the joke of like, yeah, my wife used to be an adventurer like you, and then she took an arrow to the knee, and everyone thinks I'm joking, but I'm being entirely genuine.
No. Yeah.
You'll
So
never be a human fighter.
yeah, my dad basically still high, uh, picked me up, put me in his lap as the other friend threw his kid in the car and drove us to the emergency room where I got like 4 stitches in the back of my knee and a little procedure to like try to like fix what was damaged. But other than
Yes.
that, I never went back to the hospital for my knee after that and probably have permanent damage.
I'm honestly surprised it only took 4 stitches.
Yeah, how deep
It,
did it
it
go?
wasn't it wasn't a deep arrow.
Oh, yeah, and I guess it was probably like one of those like kind of blunt, like the kind of like arrow tips you had like when you were in high school and that kind of thing.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a good
Yeah.
question. Ashley, you're the only one of us that didn't grow up in the States. Did you guys practice like archery when you were in high school and stuff? Because that was like a normal gym activity out here.
No, that wasn't that wasn't really something that I did do archery, but it wasn't like a school sanctioned thing. I just did that because I wanted to.
Are you comfortable saying like what country you're from at the very least?
I mean, I'm from Australia, but I was raised in England, so
Like, just when you were in school and you were like, oh hey, I want to do archery, they're like, you got a license for that, Bo? Or, like-
no, it was just it was just something I wound up doing. I don't even remember how I started doing it. I just remember that I took archery.
Oh, that's fair. I guess that's pretty cool elective. We got like wood shop
Yeah.
and like,
Mm.
fucking
I mean, obviously because it was, proper British.
British.
Football, British, yeah. Football was the thing, and if you weren't big on it, you were just
She
kind of
means soccer, chat.
ostracized. No, I do not.
She means
That is the
football.
one thing I will not back down on. But yeah, no. If you weren't into it, you were just like completely ostracized, and it was like, hey, look, that's the one fucking sport I don't like.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, like, I say football, meaning American football, hand egg. Kind of the same thing out here, where, like, if you weren't interested in, like, your high school's football team, it was always like, why are you the weird one? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't care about football.
I played
care about-
lacrosse for years.
Mm.
Same thing.
Jeez.
I care
played
more about the
golf my
girls doing the
freshman year
hammer
of
throw.
high school.
Well, yeah, but that's because you're a disaster lesbian, so.
I have a
I do
type.
find it I do find it hilarious though that like out of all of the sports, football is one of the only ones that I hate. Like I despise football. And yet specifically when it comes to video games, the football sports games are some of my favorites, specifically the good ones, not like FIFA or any shit. I'm not that,
Oh, Jesus.
I don't
Throwing down the
I have a
gauntlet.
Mario.
couple
Throwing
functioning
down the
I have
gauntlet
a
in the
couple
first fucking
functioning brain
episode.
cells. Look,
Mario
I
Strikers.
work in a game store. All football games are the same. All NBA games are the same. They're the fucking same. They never fucking change. You cannot tell me there's a difference because there objectively isn't. Anyway, yes, Mario Strikers is awesome. And Inazuma 11, but we'll get to that one another time.
Well, I mean, we
But yeah,
can get to
no,
it right now. Like I said, this is an unguided discussion. Don't feel like you're
I
constrained.
love the shit out of football games. Again, specifically those two, Mario Strikers and Inazuma. But oh my god, the new one has been pissing me off so much. To the point
Oh,
that
the
I'm
new-
actively abandoning making a video on it, and I'm pivoting to Dispatch, which I'm going to record as soon as this is over.
I've heard a lot of good things about Dispatch, and I am very close to buying the game.
It is genuinely phenomenal. As someone who
Oh,
doesn't
yeah?
like Telltale games, it is absolutely amazing.
You don't like Telltale games? Oh, Telltale's Walking Dead was one of my favorite.
I tried, but I was in
I
that
cried
weird
like an
era when it came
absolute
out where it was
baby.
like, yeah, I was in that weird era when it came out where it was like if it was something I didn't immediately recognize, I didn't care about it. I went back and played it eventually, but like when it came out, no, I was not into it.
I mean,
Oh, the
that's
Telltale
fair.
Batman too.
I haven't played the Telltale Batman.
Mm.
I also never played Wolf Among Us, although I did hear the Wolf Among Us was very good. The
Yeah,
thing
Wolf
that,
Among Us is very good.
the thing that
Is
impresses me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shay.
I was to say, is it weird that the only Telltale game that I ever really liked was The Wolf Among Us?
No,
No, I don't think so. I mean, It's only weird because I feel like Telltale games are all ultimately kind of the same thing, right? Like they're
love
like
detective
functionally they're all the
stories.
same.
I guess in terms of premise, but also that doesn't really apply to Dispatch, which is the funny thing to me.
I would disagree. I think that it is still a Telltale game in the sense of like
No, it is still a Telltale
mechanically,
game, but I
but
mean, yeah, but I mean in terms of like the actual stuff you do during the game,
yeah,
like
that's fair.
gameplay wise, it's very different.
I have been holding off on getting Dispatch. One of my community members, Dragma, actually did buy it for me, so I'm going to be streaming it probably next month.
Oh, thanks.
Hell yeah.
But I've been
Wait,
holding
is
off.
it Steam?
Go ahead.
Is it Steam Share compatible?
It should be.
I believe so.
So yeah, you could try to play it on our family account, baby. But the one reason I've been kind of like holding off on buying it is because I was like, you don't understand how immensely disappointed I was when I found out that you couldn't romance Malevola. If I can't
Don't get me started.
fucking smooch the hot, sassy, muscular Australian demon woman, what the fuck is the point of living?
To be fair, the actual romance options you get are pretty decent. I mean, one of them I don't like just because I don't like the way she's written as a character, even though physically she is very much my type. But I do vastly prefer the way the other one's written.
That's fair. Well, you say the other one, so there's only
Honestly, yeah, honestly, everyone except that one character is amazingly written, and even then, she's still pretty good. It's just like compared to literally everyone else, it's like, damn, you're kind of boring.
Well, I mean, I get the
I'm not
impression-
gonna say
if you're,
who.
If you're talking about, it's the bigger sister, right?
The bigger sister?
They're sisters, I think. Well, I should
No,
not be abstract.
They're not sisters. No.
Okay. I thought they were for some reason. The roommates, maybe?
No.
Nope.
Oh, well,
It's
weird.
insane that you can't romance this character.
Oh, yeah, Shay, are you looking up Malevola?
It's such a
Yeah,
type
no.
of character you would want to romance, especially after
Trust me,
like
I would
Baldur's
drop
Gate.
Invisigal for Malevola in a heartbeat.
Well, I mean, this does dovetail into one of the other things we had pinned for a good conversation here, which is voice actors. And I know Fina's going to have strong feelings on voice acting stuff, because Fina
Oh,
is a voice actress. But, like, fucking... Oh, the fucking cast of Dispatch is so fucking stacked, and like not
It
just
is
and not
hugely
just with
stacked.
like not just with
Good.
like incredibly well known like professional voice actors, like obviously Matt Mercer's in there. I know you wanted to talk
Matt
about that,
Mercer.
Astral, but like also the thing that blows me away is like that they were reaching out to like content creators, like Voice Critical voices Sonar, and like I know that
Yep,
Jacksepticeye
Jacksepticeye
is in
voices
there
Punch
too. Yeah,
Yep,
like which is to me, that's what's really cool about Dispatch is it's one of the first times we've really seen like an opportunity for influencers and like streamers and that kind of thing to be really involved in game creation in a way that's beyond just like, hey, look, there's a cool skin that you could play as, you know, like no, this is part of the game design, not just like tacked on so we can put it on the front of the box.
Yeah.
You know?
See, here's the thing. You're actually missing a third one that I didn't even recognize until I got to the credits. Fucking Joel Haver is in that game, too.
I did hear he was, but I didn't know what character he was in.
He voices Waterboy, which I didn't fucking get.
I've never heard Waterboy's voice before, so... But that does
As
seem
someone
like his
who
character.
has a very... Yeah, as someone who has a very unhealthy obsession with Persona 5, I mean, it literally did save my life, but anyway, as someone who has a very unhealthy obsession with Persona 5, I clocked Matt Mercer immediately. I did not get Joel Haver until the credits.
I mean, when Joel Haver's not doing his very specific style of humor and animation, I guess he is kind of not super identifiable.
He did a very good job. Waterboy is one of my favorite characters in the whole game. I think, ironically, just behind Invisigal and Malevola. He did an amazing job.
Fina, you're DMing me. You're welcome to say it. I know. Like you can have contentious opinions.
You ever read a sentence that feels like somebody swinging a 2x4 at a beehive? I'm not gonna fucking say it.
Fina is not the biggest fan of Matt Mercer.
I am not.
That is the polite way of saying it.
Fair. Everyone is allowed their own opinions. I disagree.
That is why I was saying, Fina, you are welcome to speak your mind. That is A.
I'm not going to have the discussion because I'm just going to be a curmudgeon about it. It's fine.
That's entirely valid.
Well, like,
if you're like,
line.
There's a difference between I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel like I can have the conversation, versus I don't feel like me personally can civilly discuss my level of dislike. So I get that. But
It
That's-
falls.
yeah, that's
It
completely
straddles the line between the two of those. I don't think it's good for the podcast.
that's fair.
honestly
Is it
totally
like
fair. Yeah.
you don't have to elaborate, but is it like a person thing or is it like quality of acting thing?
Or is it just that he's fucking everywhere and you're tired of him?
He's actively damaging and unhelpful to tabletop role playing as a whole.
Oh, okay, so your issue is with the critical
okay,
role
yeah.
thing. I get it, and I'm with you on that.
But also, he's everywhere and can fuck off. He needs to. That's
I
the thing
mean,
about
Yeah,
that's the
this
thing
was the
about voice
whole point
acting
of
in
the
general.
topic.
Like companies need to stop having the same 50 to 100 people for the same
I fully
goddamn
agree.
roles. I'm so sick of it. I'm just
Yeah.
Well, that was literally why I wanted to bring this up, because there have been 4 games that I have played this year with Matt Mercer in it.
Yeah.
Like, disregarding quality because I want to kick Persona 5X into the sun, but like the fact that there are 4 of them and Matt Mercer, like the 4 games that Matt Mercer has been in, 2 of them being like 60+ hour RPGs is fucking insane. One of which he's the main character in.
I mean, he even shows up going way back then. I mean, you guys know that I challenge run Titanfall 2, and he's Coop in Titanfall 2. He's the main character in that, too. So, like,
Yeah.
but I absolutely agree with Fina. I think that, I have very strong feelings about D20 to begin with. Pretty much everyone here has heard me, and I'm sure it's going to happen on the podcast at some point. Everyone here has heard me rant for like an hour about like how much I really, really dislike D20 as an engine. And I agree with Fina that like, as cool as Critical Role is as a audio drama, I think it provides a lot of expectations on DMs that are very hard to meet if you are not a professional actor and improv artist.
Yeah.
I think it's
probably. Oh, sorry.
I think it's less of that in Matt's case and more that he needs to be a novelist and not a DM.
That's
Because he
so
forgot-
fair. That's so
He
fair.
forgot about the collaborative part of collaborative storytelling in TTRPGs, and it has now set a standard for people to act like he does. He sees something ingenious that his players are going to do and thinks to himself, how do I undermine this to tell my story, and not how do I use this as an interesting thing that can change my story.
Well, that's an
And
interesting.
that is a fundamental difference that I have in philosophy that I will never be able to like reconcile with his style of storytelling.
Well, and I
He needs to
absolutely
be a
agree with you on
novelist.
that, because, like, I mean, you know me, I'm a lifelong GM. I mean, Fina, you've played in a couple of my games. Granted, none of them lasted very, very long. But I've always been, like, strongly... If you are familiar with other podcasts, the Happy Jacks RPG podcast is one of the podcasts that really formulated a lot of my ideas about being a good GM. And one of the things that they really drive home is to always keep in mind the idea of improv's number 1 rule. Does anyone here not know improv's number 1 rule if you've never done like improv or anything like that?
I do not know.
Imagining it's yes and,
yeah,
right?
the number 1 rule of
Yes,
improv
and.
is yes and. You do not tell someone you can't do that. You say, okay, you do that, and then this happens. And I feel like Matt Mercer very frequently doesn't do that. Like, he's very frequently like, not yes and, but no but. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say you can do this
Yeah.
thing and here's the result and here's how we can work things around this. I feel like he a lot of times, which is what Fina is touching on, is he says, no, you can't do that, but here's an alternative that works better for what I want to do. And I don't have as strong feelings about Fina as Fina does about it, but I do dislike that trend as as another lifelong GM. I'm like, no, let the players play the
Alright
game.
then, yeah.
You know?
I never picked up on that aspect of Critical Role, but I've only really watched the first campaign of it.
Well, Critical Role is also an interesting beast, like, as a whole, because it is, like, as and again, I did say Critical Role is a great audio drama, but I do think it is worth noting, Critical Role is an audio drama that was able to be turned into an anime with very, very, very little, like, changes. It is worth noting that everyone that played in Critical Role is either an improv artist, a professional voice actor, or some other person with a lot of experience with, like, being on stage, you know? So, like, they don't look at this in the sense of, I'm playing a character. They look at this in the sense of, like, well, I shouldn't say this definitively, because it's not like I've spoken to them and know this is the case, but it feels like they look at it more in the case of, like, Matt Mercer's the director, and I'm taking direction from him and improving within that. Which, any of us that have played TTRPGs, it's not really the spirit of the game. You know?
I always kind of assumed that a lot of the criticism that ended up getting leveled in terms of like specifically when it comes to giving people expectations about tabletop RPGs is that it's something that was kind of like put on them a lot when in the reality it's a lot of people who are fans of that show and sort of just without thinking about it, expect that from other people, not realizing that not everybody runs a narrative game.
Right.
And I like running more narrative tabletop RPG games. I can't do something like Critical Role where that's like almost the entirety of it. Like I think they put out a tabletop system that I think is kind of shit. But that's because it's only about. Well, no, that's the thing. There's no game there. It's mostly like like both of you have said, and I guess that's the one time I kind of picked up on it, where it's like it just seems like guided improv, and I'm like, I want some gameplay mechanics in my tabletop RPG game.
I will
But
always pimp Savage Worlds as one of the
yeah,
best fucking tabletop RPG systems out there. You know what other system I've been really really liking? I haven't had a chance to play too much of it, but it's really good. Have you guys looked at the Aliens tabletop RPG system?
yes.
Oh my
I have
god,
not.
it's Fina. You need to. It's so good. It solves so many problems of like how to handle fear and tension because that's like a big problem in tabletop RPGs. It's like it's hard to make people feel scared when it's five people hanging out with beer and pretzels rolling dice, you know?
Mhm.
And making it so that fear and tension is like an actual mechanic that affects your rolls. And so like you as a player are feeling the tension of the mechanics and it's just representing the character's tension. It was absolutely brilliant.
Oh god, I was in my
Um,
glory when playing Delta Green, because again, I really like narrative games and I fucking love horror, so I was very good at scaring my party. I loved it.
Good,
Hell
Fina.
yeah.
had while we're on the subject of other game series, I just recently actually finished up a campaign on Monday. And we were playing Girl by Moonlight, if you've ever heard of it.
Heard of it. I've never actually touched it or looked at any of the documentation.
Okay, so it is it's by the
Oh,
same people that made Blades in the Dark and Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
yes,
And it
I
runs on a
recognize it.
modified version of the Blades in the Dark system. And the reason that I wanted to mention it is specifically because you were talking about mechs in general,
Mhm.
and the book itself comes with 4 like series playset things that are like pre-made scenarios or like
Yeah, a little
situation
one shot kind
settings.
of test things. Yeah.
No, no, they're like hooks for you to build a campaign around.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And so one of them is there's like a transformation mechanic in the whole thing, so it's just very queer by nature and by design, and the people that made it intended it for it to have a queer lens. But there's one that's at the brink of the abyss, which is heroic magical girls fight to reclaim a corrupted world. It is supposed to be very much Sailor Moon and Steven Universe. Beneath a rotting
That also almost feels like Madoka Magica kinda.
Well,
Yeah.
beneath a rotting sky is tragedy and betrayal, where you are doomed to an inevitable fate, and it is directly inspired by Madoka Magica, which it says like
Oh well,
right
there
on
we
the side.
go.
They're like, yeah. In a Maze of Dreams is so it's like this surreal sort of setting. It's Paprika and Serial Experiments Lane. And the last one is On a Sea of Stars, where you are mecha pilots fighting against extinction at the hands of leviathans, which you can define whatever the leviathans are, and it is inspired by Diebuster and Escaflowne.
Oh, you're gonna have to send me a link to this on like Drive Through RPG or something because this
Yes.
sounds so fucking cool.
It's very
But
queer
the
coded for the mechs. I'm also imagining that I can't remember the name of it, but there was a very like somewhat queer coded mech anime that came out where like
You're
oh
not talking
god,
about
what
the
is
new Gundam.
no it was queer as in homosexual men.
Oh,
Um
yeah.
God, what is
Sounds
it?
familiar.
It's like burn something. Never mind. I lost the thought. I
Well,
can't remember the name.
if you can think of it, send it to me. I'll edit it in, like, when I edit this video, I'll throw it at, like, the top of the screen or something.
I sent you the series play sheet, which kind of you fill out collaboratively with people as it goes on. That's the example. That's what we ended up with.
Oh, okay, I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
it's like
my-
okay, so it's like you would say, okay, guy, like you're playing with people, you'd be like, okay, girls, what are the Leviathans? And like you would
Yeah.
all come up with, oh, okay. You know what this reminds me of?
So what have they come to do? What is our hubris? What is the last bastion of humanity? What is sacred to people as a whole? What are you giving up as people in the setting? Why are you the characters that are being talked about?
Oh, you know what this
Oh,
reminds me
no.
of? This reminds me of, and I think Lexi, Fina, and Shay have all been a part of me doing this. Do you guys remember, shit, it was the tarot card based world generation system that Kimmy from Golden Lasso Games made. Decima. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this reminds me of that, where it was like collaborative, like, okay, tell us something about this town that separates it from other towns. When you're like building up, you're like, because like, oh, so Shay, if you don't remember that, and I know Ashel probably doesn't know anything about what we're talking about.
Oh wait,
not a
wasn't this
clue.
like when we were doing the Star Wars
yeah.
campaign? And you did this for the Star Wars campaign.
I did, yeah. So basically, what it is that it's a series of tables, and it's like every player gets a couple of tarot cards, and then the GM also gets a couple that like apply to everyone. And it'll be like you flip it over, and based on like what suit of tarot card, what like kind of tarot card it is, it'll ask you something like the player to your right hates you. Why?
Yeah.
Like just to like inspire some of that kind of stuff. And then when it gets to the GM flips over a major arcana, and it'll ask something like collaboratively, in your setting, tell us about someone who is beloved by everyone, but you guys personally know has a dark secret. Who are they, and what is that dark secret? And so, like, you spend like a whole session building up your setting, and this could be anything from like just the basic town that you guys are based out of in like a D&D campaign, to like if you're playing werewolf, it could be like the whole city that encompasses like the it's not princedom. I forget the term that the Darkness uses for like a region. But
Yeah, I remember that because like one of the things was like, what is something in the town that keeps people coming back? And it was like we ended up making a clothing store or something like that for it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I would love to maybe next time we like don't know what we're gonna do for an episode. I think we could easily just do like, hey, let's just do an hour and a half of Decima and just like build a
But if
little
you
like
wanna-
town together.
But if
Oh,
you want to
that's
talk
good.
about like the RPG aspect and like the tabletop RPG, the best character creation,
Oh, Traveler, hands down, absolutely
Yeah.
Traveler.
the
That's the
game
one where you
within the
can-
game itself.
Isn't that the one where you can die in character creation?
Yep, you can absolutely
Yes.
die in character creation.
That's fantastic.
More modern versions of the rule sets. It's a lot harder to die in character creation.
It's true.
But it's less character creation where you have input and more character creation happens and you make a story around what's happening while you roll dice.
I love that.
Some people really dislike it because they want a lot of control over like, this is exactly how I want my character to be. But if
Yeah.
you're the kind of person that's like, I actively don't care about how balanced or optimized I am, I just want a cool character with an interesting backstory,
Mhm.
it's Traveler all the way.
Yeah, because that's the thing with me. I am not a very creative person when it comes to backstories and stuff like that. So when it came to Traveler, it was perfect for me
Oh yeah.
to let my faith left in the dice
Well, I
for that
mean,
one.
as far as tabletop systems go, all of the rules are just like words on a piece of paper anyway, so you can just do whatever the hell you want with them.
It's true. Fina, you were
I
about to
do
say-
like.
oh.
That's a really good idea for character creation.
I'll at some point, Shay, I'll run you through Traveler. Fina, you had something to say. I know you've been in a couple of my Traveler games, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that the biggest problem that I have with Traveler's character creation is how variant it is. So everything has a table, and you roll dice for everything. And that's just how it is. And I don't like that, even though so if I leave something entirely up to chance, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna join the scouts service, and then I'm gonna roll randomly for what part of the service I'm doing. So there's a set of tables that you can roll on to get skills on, right? I can randomize that or choose it, right? But once I'm like in that role, and like I'm doing surveys, I then have to roll on a table to see what gets advanced.
What skill?
Yeah. And so I'm not a huge fan of, even though there's some variants that let me get here, I don't get to choose what advances out of the 4 years that I spend in that character creation segment. Like, I had to roll a d6 and just fucking take whatever I got.
So
Like-
you would like Traveler content, character creation a lot more if you had a little bit more control over not necessarily what happens, but like what skills you get when it happens. So that
Yeah,
like
I don't
it's a
care
little
if I-
too like
I don't care
chaos.
if the life event that happens to me in any particular like interval, washes me out of a job, because that is something that just happens in life. It's supposed to be representative of the unpredictability of life. I feel like it's a little too unpredictable.
Okay, so like your argument is like, yes, obviously unpredictability of life. You don't like, if you're talking about a military career, the whole drummed out because your commanding officer hates you, or you became a war hero because of like a random thing, or like all those events, you're fine with.
Or you were
But-
actively serving and you lost a limb and now you
Right.
can't do your job anymore.
And like you're cool with that. Your problem is during those 4 years, you would still get to choose how often you go to the range or the gym or like take some college courses or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So if you had a GM for Traveler that was like, listen, we're not going to roll randomly on the skill table. You just can't take the same skill more than 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
Would you be cool with
perfectly
that?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a totally reasonable house rule to me.
Oh yeah. That's kind of like what I was talking about. It's like people underestimate how much in tabletop gaming you can just sort of like, oh, this person at the table isn't having fun with this one quirk of the system. We don't got to do that.
Well, almost every single tabletop RPG has like the golden rule is that the rules are there to serve you, not the other way around. Like change them if you like.
Yeah, if I wanted to be a slave to the rules, I'd just go fucking play Sorry with my friends.
Yeah, really.
Oh god, or like
Tonight is Monopoly.
yeah, I was gonna say or Monopoly.
Capitalist simulator.
Yeah.
My
Coming up to
favorite.
the game night, it's like, all right, I hate to inform all of you, but tonight is campaign in North Africa.
Oh
Jeez.
no! I need the next 4
And by
months. of my life.
tonight, I
We can't
mean
do
the
this.
next 4 months. Yeah.
Oh gosh. So you mentioned, Fina, about how recent editions of Traveler is a lot harder to die in character creation. That's
Yeah,
absolutely true. It is,
Outright die is harder.
yeah, it's much harder. It is still definitely possible, but you get a lot more. I think the thing that makes it feel a lot more forgiving is you get a lot more heads up, right? Like the things that are going to hurt you don't hurt you as bad, so you get a lot more of like, oh, not like, oh, I lost 1d6 like endurance, which can easily be a death sentence. It's like I lost 1 to 2 endurance, and from here on, I know whether or not I should take risky jobs. You know.
They're like, this is a so if it's like a mishap or something, or you washed out of doing a job or you got an injury, they're like, take 3 points of physical attribute damage, which you can assign, instead of being like, take a d6 on your endurance.
Yeah, that
it could be a
helps.
1, but it could also be a fucking 6 and cripple you. Like,
Yeah, that definitely does help. Also, the like insurance and like medical coverage stuff at the end also helps a lot. Particularly if you put a very common house rule on, which rules is written, I believe, if you ever would actually die in character creation, you just die. A very common house rule is like you stop at the very last like attribute point, and like you can then begin doing checking for insurance and medical care and that kind of thing, and you just automatically wash out of whatever job hurt you that badly. So like that's very common too. Personally, I like letting you die because like fuck you as a traveler. But, but that does bring up you like the new rules thing brings up one other topic that we had pinned for conversations, which is video game remakes. I have such strong feelings on video game remakes right now, particularly because of how many fucking people have been telling me, hey Blake, or for those who don't know, my real name's Blake. Hey Blake, hey Nightscale, you should be playing the fucking Silent Hill 2 remake. It's so good, and every single time I look at it, I'm like, this does not look like Silent Hill 2 to me. And I know this is a sore spot, because both Shay and Astral played Silent Hill Forte, and both of them were like, what the fuck is this?
Silent Hill F is genuinely one of the most fucking infuriating experiences I have had in a long time.
Yeah.
And not for the reason you're thinking.
I want to love that game so much because I was digging the story, and I love the fact that as a long time like horror video game fan, for a while like the only good horror video games were coming out of Japan, but they were about either like European or American settings. And I remember with a lot of interviews with developers is that at the time there was this prevailing theory in Japan that a horror game about Japan would not market well, especially outside of Japan. And I love that Silent Hill F kind of disproves that and allows them to play around with something in particular those devs are more familiar with. So I love the story. I hate the gameplay.
And
I am very much the same way.
And that's my contention with the Silent Hill 2 remake is like everyone's like, oh, it's so good, the graphics are so much better. And then I look at gameplay and I see James Sunderland, who, if you ever played Silent Hill 2, just some random, like, relatively tall, indecent shape white dude from like Middle America. Like, well, not Middle America, but Midwest America, I should say. Like doing action dodge rolls and like that kind of shit. And I'm at that point I was like, this feels weird. This doesn't feel like Silent Hill. And I know Forte is like even worse because it's like, what the fuck do you mean this like 13-year-old like fucking schoolgirl or 16, whatever she is like
She's 16.
Okay, 16-year-old schoolgirl is like dodge rolling underneath like monster claws and like hitting them with the like fucking.
That's why we try to beat it with a pacifist run, and dear God, I want to die.
That's so bad. I could have understood that if it was like, oh, she did a lot of kendo or something. But I think the thing that they said is that like, oh, she's on the track team, and it's like, oh, well, she can't run like she's on the track team. So what's this all about?
She's on the track team, and running is the one thing she sucks at. Like,
yeah, she has no stamina.
But like, this brings up an idea of like, I was thinking about this, and I was also thinking about the fact that Painkiller is being released. And I know Fina and I don't agree on Painkiller. I love Painkiller. But like,
I will have to look up.
It's an old first-person shooter. It's one of the first like, I'd say arena shooters. You know how like the new Dooms, they're not really like boomer shooters. They're like go to a big arena, have a big fight, go to the next arena, have a big fight, that kind of thing. Painkiller is like one of the very like the proto version of that. But it's getting a remake and a remaster that looks like it's changing a lot of the mechanics and stuff. And I like the thing that really sparked in me is like there has been a rush of remakes of video games, and some of them are games that absolutely don't need a remake or a remaster. Why the fuck did
Persona 4?
Well, Persona 4. I mean, I haven't played it, but I've heard that from other people. Dead Space, the original Dead Space was still perfectly fine. Like, and what's crazy about that is the new Dead Space is even pretty good. I still don't understand why they needed to make it. And like, I guess I'm wondering, are there any games that like you feel really need a remake? And then I wanted to say, are there any games that you guys feel you don't want to see a remake at all? Like, just do not touch it.
Can I say a game that like really pissed me off as a remake?
Yeah, please.
/ remaster. So like I think it was like 2022. Pokemon came out with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which is the Diamond and Pearl remakes from the original Nintendo DS.
Oh God.
And though, like, the games, when those games originally came out on the DS, they were not the greatest. And they were like almost like bare bones like Pokemon. And then they released a third version, which fixed a lot of those things and also expanded the Pokedex of Diamond and Pearl, which they only had 2 fire types. And so when they came out with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remakes for the Nintendo Switch, they almost like it was basically the same game, just with like updated like chibi graphics and like with the same Pokedex and same thing. The only thing that was
So-
different was they added an underground functionality where you can catch Pokemon that aren't in the Dex.
Oh, okay, so that's not entirely true. There's a couple things there that I want to talk about because yes, it is technically the same game, but technically is doing a lot of heavy lifting there because no, it is literally the same game down to the exact same code and the exact same bugs.
Yeah, same game.
Yeah, they
Dark
did
Souls,
also
Dark Souls
add.
Remaster had that problem too.
I will, however, give BDSP some credit because they did make an actually decent Elite Four, which is the only time that the Elite Four has ever been remotely challenging. To be fair, it's also because it's Cynthia, but like rematch Cynthia is genuinely really tough and is the only time I have ever like had to think about what I need to do. But I also did beat that game with a Bidoof. So.
Do water type Pokemon take a debuff whenever Cynthia's on screen because of all the thirst that most of the players have?
Oh, absolutely. But either
me a
way,
second.
in that game, there's also really bad power scaling in that. Because when you go like face the last gym, yes, there's like a couple of like Pokemon that have like those perfect stats and stuff like that. But as soon as you get to the Elite Four, it's like turning the difficulty slider from like easy to like I wouldn't say extremely hard, but
Well,
quite
Cynthia does
difficult.
have a competitively, like a fully competitive team. Like she has fucking.
But does she have the AI to use
special
it?
No, she does. She has a fully special defense invested Milotic with Marvel scale holding a flame orb. You don't do that without knowing what you're doing.
If we were
Yeah,
all
I
sitting
mean-
around a table doing this in person, I would have just leaned over to Fina and been like, "Were those words?"
Yes, they
Okay,
are all
so
words, and I
basically,
understood
yeah.
them in sequence.
Yeah, so special defense, the Milotic is bulky as fuck. Marvel Scale gives it an extra special defense boost when it's burnt, and a flame orb burns it at the start of the first turn that it joins the battle. So basically, it spends one turn stalling and then is fucking unkillable.
Yeah. Like I remember my first playthrough and losing to that Milotic. But also I had a really huge struggle against Lucian with his wall setter.
Oh, right, the fucking double screens. Yeah, because who the fuck is bringing Brick Break to the Elite Four?
Right?
Which was like your,
That's a very
your
good joke.
only way of countering. It's your only way of countering screens. So you just have to sit because it's also holding a light clay. So you have to sit there for 8
is
fucking turns.
Like
It's
Clay, dude,
ridiculous.
keeping those walls up. And not only like all the Elite Four members have like competitively viable teams.
Well, okay, fucking Ronald McDonald over there is not doing the best considering he's the fire type trainer, but everyone else is
Oh.
pretty decent.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Last time I played a Pokemon, at least as it was new coming out, was Ruby, like Gen 3. And then I didn't touch it until like 2 years ago when I tried to do a Fire Red. Well, it was actually Ultraviolet, which is a Fire Red hack that just has both Fire Red and Leaf Green like Pokemon in it. I tried to do a Nuzlocke of that on stream. And I couldn't do it, not because the Nuzlocke was a problem, but because as soon as I started streaming it, my chat became full of like real hardcore Pokemon heads. And it was like every
Mm.
single time I made even the slightest mistake, they're like, "You fucking dumb bitch," and I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ, please don't hurt me."
Yeah, I don't engage with the Pokemon fandom for that exact reason.
I don't want to be the person to like outright say this fandom is terrible. I'm part of the 40k fandom, the
No,
Dark
they
Souls
are.
fandom.
No, they
I
are.
get it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to like be generalizing, but I will say my experience from that turned me off Pokemon super hard.
The Pokemon fandom is not as bad as the Inazuma 11 fandom, but it's fucking close. It's really close. They're both terrible.
StarCraft,
a-
the StarCraft fandom is pretty rough these days. Oh lord,
That's a
BattleNet
good,
is
Right.
ugh, BattleNet
it's
chat.
a good heads up because I was thinking about streaming Ruby one day.
Pokemon Rip.
Yeah,
Go for it.
that was like the only one that I played all the way through. I love that one.
I'm actually a
I
little
actually
sad.
do like the remakes of Omega Ruby, of Ruby and
I
Sapphire.
love
actually do like
the
those.
remakes of
Oras
Alpha
is so
Sapphire.
good, and
It
I will stand by
is.
that the Delta episode is the best thing they've ever done. Everything goes downhill from the Delta episode.
However, again, power scaling in that game is incredibly easy. Also, X and Y.
Well, that's
like
because
you are
Mega
given.
Pokemon. Here's the thing: as someone who is actively making my own game, Mega Pokemon piss me off to such a visceral degree. They should not exist. The fact that they do pisses me off. I don't care that some of the designs are good. They just suck. They shouldn't exist,
Mhm.
and I hate them. The fact that it basically comes down to you have to have at least 2 of these on your team, and if you don't, you're at such a significant disadvantage. It's just it's not fun anymore. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, first person to Mega wins, game over. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I really like Gen 9's mechanic comparatively, because it's defensive, which is significantly better in an RPG.
Yeah, all the other gimmicks have been fairly offensive.
Yes. Yeah, every single other one has been offensive, and I hate it. Terrestrialization is the first one that was fully defensive. It actually had you think about team comps. It actually had you play around your weaknesses. It was so good, and I'm so mad that it's just going to be gone next gen.
Yeah, and they're gonna come up with some other gimmick that's probably gonna be more offensive.
Here's the thing, you don't need gimmicks. Like, you made it through 5.5 gens
I was gonna
without
say,
gimmicks.
like, the gimmicks are a fairly new thing, aren't they?
Yeah, well, if by new you mean 12 years old, then yeah.
Okay, well, listen.
Because they started in 2013 with X
Listen
and Y.
here, I still hear Fina do her fucking, like, voice acting for old video game characters, and I'm like, that's funny, because that is contemporary game, and then I look and realize the game came out, like, fucking 200 years ago. God damn it.
Yeah.
So-
Waiting launch order.
But yeah, no. I
Oh,
guess
yeah, no, Fina-
comparative to how long Pokemon has been a thing, then yeah, it's pretty old. It's
Yeah.
pretty new.
Because, like, I think I might... I don't know if it's me or Fina. One of the two of us is going to be the oldest one out of this podcast crew right now.
Definitely not me.
And, like, I remember playing the original Pokemon on, like, my original Game Boy, and not even, like, Game Boy Color. Like,
Same.
yeah. I remember calling out of school sick and fucking sneaking my Game Boy under my pillow and being like, Mom, bring me soup.
Nice.
And then, like, getting a
Yeah,
couple
I'm
rounds of
probably-
battle in.
I'm probably
Hell
one
yeah.
of the youngest ones here.
But yeah, no,
I
because,
think
like,
that title might go to me, but
but, well, let's not talk to ages, but...
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I was just about to say that.
But yeah, nah, it's because Fina. One of the reasons I bonded with Fina is because she does like StarCraft voices with as part of her like voice training practice, or not voice training, voice acting practice. Transgirl mixing those two things up. And I was like, haha, StarCraft. That's a contemporary game. No, it's not.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit.
I'm sorry. I like James Rayner.
Is that why Dad bod Jim Raynor
No,
was?
listen, fuck you. Dad bod James Rayner is one of the best NPCs I ever made for a TTRPG.
StarCraft came out in March of 1998. I need you to know that.
Excuse me, I'm aging
Good
the dust.
God.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
I'm having an Ark of the Covenant moment.
Me being a toddler.
What, your face just melts off?
Yeah.
Babe,
Or-
I'm gonna send you something.
Oh god.
Is it gonna hurt her?
Probably. Based on the conversation context.
Speaking of games that came from the 90s when it comes to remakes,
Mm.
The one that the game series that I want to see a remake of, and I also never want to see a remake of because I know how it will go down, is
I'm not going to interrupt you very too much here, Shay. I just want to answer Fina. Yes, it hurt me. I'm actually going to call an ambulance right now.
oh no, what was done?
I'll tell Fina. I'll send Fina the comment,
Okay.
or I'll post it in our group chat, like for the podcast.
Yeah, I'll just post it in inside chat.
But something that I want to see a remake of, especially since in terms of any games, immersive sims are having a little bit of a resurgence. Oh, that came out. Oh God.
Yeah, there it
Saw
is.
the
There's
thing
the
in
psychic
chat.
damage.
Oh, damn, that's funny. But I want to see Thief get remade. And I also don't because there actually was like a soft reboot of the Thief games that are supposed to take place after the original 3 series ended. And instead of being an immersive sim, it is a lesser version of oh god, what's that? What's that it's a worse version of Dishonored
Oh God.
with a whole bunch of Ubisoft open world bullshit added into it. And
Oh, fun.
it's awful. But
God,
the
the
original
fucking
Thief is just such it's so good.
it's so tight. It's so
it's
tightly
it's
designed.
it's a perfectly designed game. It's like even like the bad voice acting for its time just fits so well to it. It has the most unique fantasy setting that I have ever seen in a video
I mean,
game.
it's hard for me to even call that a fantasy setting. I'm gonna be
It is
so
though.
honest with you. Like
No,
it really
it
blends
really
the
is
line
though.
between that and like steampunk.
But that's why it's like so good because it sometimes will like you can see like how the game world is affected by the events of the story because in the first game it's like you can see like early stages of industrialization. It's very interesting to see that in a fantasy setting and it not be treated with the usual tropes that come with that because this was made in like 98. And it has such a like before I get to you, it has such a like edgy 90s aesthetic to it that I adore because it's so funny. Um, but yeah, first game it's like dawn of industrialization, and then you see the next game where it's like that has grown insane when like one of the factions is replaced with a more fanatical version of that faction called the Mechanists.
My dumbass over
That
here about to be like, "Oh, no spoilers," and then I remember, "Oh no, the game is like, it's fine.
yeah,
It's way past the
yeah.
fucking threshold for spoilers."
Yeah, it's so fast to throw, and even then having spoilers, it's like it's such a weird story. It's like it invites you in. Um,
But yeah,
but
no, I
in
agree with
changing
you.
to the second game, you can see like how the industrialization has started affecting the world, and whereas in the first game, the like pro nature pagan group is the bad guys because of this weird thing that's coming back to fuck over the world. In the second game, the bad guys are the winners of the first game because they have taken too much power and are now equally messing up the world.
I
Oh, it's so good.
Thief is one of those games. It joins like Fear, Titanfall, and a couple of others. Like I can't just sit here and name all of them because I'll be here for a while. Where I'm like, I really don't want to see a remake of them because I don't think that a modern remake is going to do. I mean, Titanfall less because Titanfall is still a fairly modern game with a lot of modern sensibilities. But like Fear and Thief, I think that they were really products of their time, and a lot of what made them really good was the attitudes towards game design at that point, like in the cultural zeitgeist, right? And I think that anyone that's going to do a remake is going to try to do like, oh, we're going to modernize it. No, there's so many games. Just don't fucking modernize them. They're good because of what they were. You don't need to like make them like new. Maybe this is just me being an old bitch, but like, there's some old
Time
games.
capsules are allowed to exist.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a remake that came out recently that really pissed me off, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Fucking 40k fans compare Dawn of War 1 to Dawn of War 2 or Dawn of War 3, right? Where they're like, oh, we're gonna try and like make this more a tactics game than like a true RTS or whatever. And like, fucking terrible. Absolutely awful. And there's
I
some
like 2. 3 was a bad idea. Where they were like, instead of an RTS, what if we made an RTS MOBA?
yeah. Well, I didn't.
Oh
Oh
god.
man.
No.
I think that there are some games that it needs to be respected that part of their charm might even be the stuff that you consider to be like a bit of tarnish. Going back to the Silent Hill example, right? Like everyone talks about, oh, we need to modernize the combat. I strongly contend that the awkward nature of Silent Hill's combat was a feature, not a bug.
Mm.
Yeah.
This
And
is a man that is not used to combat.
in a situation that is objectively fucking horrifying, he should not be like no Silent Hill protagonist should look at one of those monsters like shambling out of an alley, crack his neck, and be like, "Oh, bitch, let's do this." Like, no, like
Mm.
it. I think we need to bring back the idea that not every game has to play into a power fantasy.
Agreed.
Yeah. Especially
You know?
horror. Jesus Christ.
And if you do play into a power fantasy, go all into it, and just enjoy that without having to then like hamstring your own protagonist with some like traumatic shit, right? Like if you're going to do a power fantasy, do a fucking power fantasy, you know?
Mm.
That's what the first Gears was. Naked, bloody, brutal combat that was like designed for co-op.
Yeah,
It knew
As far
exactly
as-
what it was. It didn't care about anything else.
and
Its story, the writers were determined to crowbar a story in there somewhere, so they just put a dustbin full of shit into it. Whatever, who cares?
Fina, I'm so glad you used that term because it's exactly what I was looking for, and I couldn't figure out how to word it. We need more games that know what they are and embrace that, and don't try to be anything else. A lot of you guys have,
Yep.
caught me playing Brigador a ton, and Brigador is a great example of that. Brigador knows what it is. Like, Brigador is a fucking stress ball, and it's fantastic at it. You know? You need to stop having horror games that are also good action games.
It depends too, because like, I recently finished a game that I would say is like one of the better horror games that I've played recently, but it is very much into that like, it's mostly a boomer shooter, called Cultic.
Oh my
That,
god,
um,
Cultic. It's
It's
so
fucking
good.
good.
It's
Because
so
like
good.
it
And
did,
also ties back into
it's one of the
also
only
ties back into
games
our
that can be it.
sorry.
Cultic is one of the only games that can be a little bit schizophrenic with its design, where it has the power fantasy and has genuine moments of really, really good horror, and it all works because you're just this guy who woke up in a pit of bodies, and you're like basically haunting the people who killed you. Like you are a constant thorn in their side. But then you also have like the reason why I like Thief so much is because it's one of those like perfectly designed games and it knows exactly what it is. It is the thing that is on the name. Like if you go into it and it's like, I'm going to fight all the guards, you will lose. If you go into it and you're like, it doesn't matter if I get caught here or there, or I don't really have to engage with the sneaking mechanics, you will fail and you will not have a good time because you are meant to play that game very immersed into the fantasy of
Yeah.
like, what is it like to be someone who has to break into a rich person's house to make a living?
And I do think that it is possible to merge power fantasy and narrative and knowing where you're going, but you have to like set out like your whole design document has to be dedicated to doing that. Hollow Knight and Silksong are a great example of that. I know a bunch of you guys have played Hollow Knight and Silksong. I haven't played it as much because I'm not a big platformer fan. But like one of the prevailing things that I've noticed is the fact that like it really does play into the power fantasy of the fact that you do get stronger, and when you go back to earlier areas, you can feel that power, those new abilities, that strength, all that kind of stuff, and your ability as a player, your ability to like pogo really effectively.
That's kind of just Metroidvanias as a genre,
Is
though,
it?
to be
Okay,
honest.
well,
That's not specifically.
if that's the case,
Yeah.
then just fuck me because I just don't play that many
Well, I mean,
Metroidvanias. But
That is kind of the whole
Fina's the big
design
Metroidvania
philosophy
fan.
around
She's
them.
the like. You were just playing Metroid not too long ago.
Yeah, I was. It's also why I think that Blasphemous is not a Metroidvania despite being billed as one. Blasphemous 2, closer. Still not quite there.
I've heard that
I
a few
hate
times.
games that market themselves as Metroidvanias, but objectively are not.
So the constant I've heard from people that are critical of Blasphemous, because again, not really liking Metroidvanias, I just kind of consumed the aesthetic of Blasphemous. So I was like, oh, interesting, blah, blah, blah. I kind of felt the same way towards it that I did for Trench Crusade, except I am a war gamer, so I actually got into that. But so, like, the constant I've heard about Blasphemous is that it's not a Metroidvania because there's not backtracking. Would you say that that's accurate, or do you want to add to
Yes.
that?
Yes, but also the quote secrets that you find in the game are literally just walking against a random wall and hoping that a door opens up. It's like you're not
Whoa, hold
there's
on.
no
Pause.
clever mechanic.
Pause. Blasphemous has wall humping?
Yes.
Like Doom's
It's a
Doom
2D it's a 2D Souls game. It's not a Metroidvania. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all it
probably a
is.
fair way to put it.
It's generous calling it a platformer.
Yeah, because I was going to interject and say that there's a little bit of backtracking in Blasphemous, but remembering my boyfriend playing it, like, it does really feel like the amount of backtracking that you do in that game is like the little bit that you would do in a Dark Souls game just to go back to an area you couldn't go to before.
See that
Yeah, it's an afterthought and not the one of the main focuses of the game.
that
Yeah.
comparison is actually really, really good for me because, as you guys know, I Dark Souls all the time. One of my biggest franchises. Fucking love Dark Souls. So like that touches home for me because I keep hearing people making that comparison too, where they say like Dark Souls is very much like Metroid and that kind of like Metroidvania. And I'm like, I don't know that I agree with
They're
that. I think
They have
I think that the reason people say that is because it's not really open world, but you do have a lot of choices in like which direction you go and in what order you attack certain parts of that game. And I can see that comparison, but to me, that's not Metroid thought process. That's Zelda thought process.
I am gonna say something that might be a little weird at first. But I think that Dark Souls games in general, barring that one that's basically just a fucking hallway, you know which one, um, has more akin to rhythm games than it does to any other genre. Period.
I would agree with you in Sekiro. I don't know about Dark Souls itself.
Well, hear me out, because any of the places that you can go in any Dark Souls game are it's like a matter of unlocking more difficult tracks, but also you can 100% them with no armor, no weapons, no nothing. It becomes a matter of acknowledging the track that you're playing and responding accordingly, which is more in line with a rhythm game than anything else.
That's fair. I can see that. I mean,
But it sure is fucking a Metroidvania.
all right, fair enough. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I guess if your real the line that you're trying to draw there is just timing. And I would agree with you on that. If I guess the term rhythm game kind of made me cock my head, but if you instead of saying rhythm game, you said like strongly timing based, I would absolutely agree with you. And ultimately, that is what a rhythm game is.
It is, yeah.
So
There's this weird thing that happens with the way that people talk about games, and like the reason probably why people think that Dark Souls has anything to do with like good Metroidvania games is that people tend to take like these like perfect games that at the very least are tightly designed and they know what they want to be and they try to execute that the best that they can. They'll tend to like lump them together if they have even vague similarities just because of the quality of the game as opposed to any of the actual content of it. Like there's this weird flanderization that comes around where for some reason people who talk about games, or at least the loudest people who talk about games, and it rises to the top because of course it does, is that people are very, very interested in thinking that there is a perfect game as opposed to like trying to figure out what makes individual games or genres work.
I feel like everyone should recognize that like games are such a subjective thing. What one person finds fun, another person might not. Like, I mean, great example. All five of us here are while we do have some overlap in our game stuff, we were just talking about the fact that like Fina's a big Metroidvania girl, and like I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't stand them, but like I can't get into them. So like, where would the perfect game for us to be, right? So
It sure as hell isn't Hollow Knight, even though I think that Hollow Knight is a perfect game.
yeah, I mean, I try so hard to play Hollow Knight. I do, and I love every bit about Hollow Knight. But like every time
And you cannot fucking play it.
I can't.
You just can't.
Every single time I get to that first point where I'm like, okay, where do I go now? I'm just like, I just can't. And it's such a shame
Meanwhile, I'm
because
beating it in
Genius.
50 minutes.
it's great because I love all the fucking memes and stuff, and I love the aesthetic, I love the story, but like, I can't do it. And I know that there's some, like, constantly when I talk about playing Dark Souls, there's some people like, I just don't want to be brutalized by my game. But all of you guys, I'm the biggest fucking masochist when it comes to the way that I play video games. So like I know that people won't enjoy the way that I play my stuff. And Astral, I guess, can connect with that. Being like super gaming masochist.
Kind of.
Girl, didn't you start your introduction by talking about playing games in a way that's so difficult that you get tired of them?
I mean, yeah, but that's just kind of a jokey thing. I mean, I do it, but I do it rarely.
Fair enough. Oh man, this was a good first episode. I like the energy that we have together.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoy talking with you guys. This is a lot of fun. I also like the fact that we all kind of bring different like perspectives and stuff. I know every one of you bitches was like, I don't know if we'll have the same opinions as everyone else. I'm like, no, that's good. You have different interests and different opinions. That drives conversation.
Yeah, like for me, I am a gamer, yes, but I'm very much I would say I'm like the surface level, like kind of more.
You're every
consumer.
stereotype of like the girl gamer.
Yeah. Like I don't have like I mean I have like my big Pokemon genre that I'm into, and I used to be a COD gamer.
Oh my
And stuff
fucking
like
god,
that.
Call of Duty. Have you guys been seeing the new Call of Duty shit? With Call of Duty 7 being like full of AI, and the final fucking boss fight is like Mass Effect 2 Human Reaper kind of thing?
I don't know
It's
why anyone's
weird.
surprised. The previous one had AI in it too.
I didn't know. I'm not a Call of Duty person, but I'm like, Call of Duty using
Neither
its
am
own-
I, but it's pretty easy to recognize.
Yeah, I was like, Call of Duty becoming like a big fucking AI thing. Least surprising decision ever. I'm just sitting there slackjawed at that final boss and being like, this looks like a fucking Destiny raid. Like,
But yeah. I mean, that's basically what they wanted to do with this Call of Duty was like instead of having like the traditional like campaign, they wanted like a co-op almost Destiny kind of style campaign.
why? Speaking of games that don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be,
Yeah.
Yeah. Call of Duty's biggest problem for the last
like-
decade or more is not knowing what it wants to be.
I guess that's fair.
Like, to be fair, like nobody really gives a fuck. To be fair, nobody really gives a fuck about the campaign. Only everybody cares about the zombies and
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like most people that
multiplayer.
I was gonna say, I feel
They
like most
made-
people.
A whole game about that already. This is a live service game that they made. It was just COD Zombies. Am I the only? Did I hallucinate that?
I
No,
don't know.
no,
Did
No,
they?
it
They
happened.
didn't. They did not.
Hold on. Okay, we gotta look into this. Call of Duty. I'm opening up Google right now. Call of Duty live service, or does anyone know like what it would have been called? Or
No.
All I
clue.
know is that when Call of Duty started doing more of its live service stuff, like when Warzone came about and there was like different payment packages for different versions of the game, because of course there was a release of one of the Treyarch Call of Duties where
I got the answer when
you
you're done,
could
Sean.
get zombies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like a live service version of zombies where you could just got like all of the maps and shit, and it was
So-
updated like that.
pulled up GameStop because who the fuck remembers GameStop exists? But article from GameStop.
I do.
You sound so personally hurt by that shit.
I have so many Game Informer magazines from decades
I have Nintendo
ago.
Power.
Oh god.
Um,
Yes.
Do you remember? Oh my god! Hold on, real quick before we continue with the Call of Duty thing. Well, no, let me do the Call of Duty thing and then we'll get on this because we're almost at the end. But no, it was details on canceled live service zombie standalone game. So we're all correct. It was planned. There was one in development, but Project Z never actually released. So Fina is also right. It didn't exist. Or Fina's right. It did exist. Lexi's right. It didn't release.
Yeah. Because like I'm a big COD Zombies girl, and like I could sit here and talk about the lore of it for hours.
The fact that Call of Duty Zombies has lore is fucking wild to me.
It has the
I know it has
lore.
so
You have
much
It
no
has
idea.
the wildest lore. And also I
think
could
the
sit
world
down
was
and talk
destroyed
about
twice.
Something
Or
like
something?
that.
well no, there's like multiple dimensions.
Okay,
Okay, well,
of course it went to multiverse
before
shit.
we get into the multiverse bullshit, because we only have like 5 minutes left, let me just real quick pop to Fina, because I heard Fina go, oh yes, Nintendo Power. Girl, do you remember when Nintendo Power ran that one fucking April Fool's gag for Ocarina of Time that you could beat the Running Man if you did a specific like number of things? And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
did that, it like doubled Epina's like movement speed for the rest of the game.
Yes.
And then they
Did you
never
just say
retracted that.
Epina?
What is that? Not how you pronounce it?
Pause.
Epona.
Epona.
Is it really?
Epona.
Epona.
All right, well,
Yes.
fuck. All right, I'll go cry in my corner then. Fuck me.
Because pony, Epona.
Yeah.
There's no spoken dialogue except for like a kid. Yeah, like fucking. What do you want from me?
Link's
I mean, it's just like
noises.
the same thing with Deku and Deku, and
I said Deku Nut. Is it Deku Nut? Am I wrong on that too?
I say Deku.
It's Deku.
Okay.
I've said Deku my whole life.
All right, Deku.
I've heard it both ways, though. You're not alone in saying it like
I've
that.
never heard it the other way.
I have heard it many, many times as
Oh my
Deku.
god. But I was gonna say, you remember when fucking Nintendo Power ran that article and then never retracted it? So that fucking like belief just lasted beyond the console's lifetime. I still find people who believe that. It reminds me of the fucking Muse under the truck in the original Pokemon.
Yes.
In
Yeah,
Celadon,
Or being able
yes.
to unlock Sonic and Tails in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Just before the internet really became a thing, and there was just that wave of video game urban legends. God, to have been around for that was great.
I'm again boomer scales moment. I miss the original internet.
Yeah.
I miss old
You know what
internet.
I miss?
What's that?
When the internet wasn't as actively malicious a place, because I will never forget seeing a joke on a forum that said, "Hey, would you like a cup holder?" And then somebody was like, "How in the hell do you get a cup holder out of software?" And the next post is them replying to it and going, "Never mind, it opened my disk tray." It's just a fucking .exe that just opens the disk tray on the tower. It's like, I miss that shit, man.
Dude, the original internet when people were like kind of like playing jokes and stuff, but before actual bad actors who want to hurt people realized that the internet could be used that way, it was so much more fun, man. It was so much more fun.
The internet needs to be a little bit more like 2chan and less like 4chan.
So real.
Maybe even not 2chan.
Maybe not even a Chan board anymore. Maybe like one of those
Yeah.
old forums that was like super niche. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh god, who remembers pro board forums?
Nope.
Oh god.
I was not chronically online at that time.
Oh, I've been chronically online forever. If you couldn't fucking tell.
Yeah, I had a fear of the internet for
Oh my god.
my early childhood.
I,
Granted, I should have. I miss when like you were get sat down as a child and you didn't really understand like why you were getting emphasized like, hey, watch what you do on the internet.
girl,
But
fucking
God, is that needed now?
That shit bothers the fuck out of me because I remember growing up and being told by every adult in my life, "Don't trust everything you read on the internet. Verify everything." Blah 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 blah. And now the big problem we're having is big misinformation that is targeting the older generation.
Yeah.
Because they
And the
just
only
believe
thing that you
everything
have
you're
to
on the
do,
internet.
and the
And
only
they
thing that you
get
have to
it- and they
do
get
is
it from,
literally
like,
ask the
fucking
same
Facebook.
question. Like if you just
Yeah.
ask the same question in almost any
Bro,
search engine,
we
you
went
will
from
get
fucking-
the correct answer in 5 seconds.
Girl, we went from fucking like hey, don't tell everyone everything on the internet, don't trust everything you read on the internet to Grok, is this true in 10 fucking
Yeah.
years? Oh my god.
It's
But like, hey,
embarrassing.
I joined this random group on Facebook.
Oh, and
a
AI is gonna
sewing
make it
group.
so much worse. Oh my lord.
Grandma's sewing group that is somehow a theocratic authoritarian state representative group. It's like,
Grandma's
Grandma,
sewing group, and it's
how?
just a fucking Civ faction.
Yeah.
Oh god. All right. Well, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad that like we had that little bit before the podcast started for everyone to kind of just shake it out and like get to know each
Acclimate.
other and talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, so
I'm imagining what a thumbnail for this would look like. Like if we did a like that video that you showed me before this with
oh, Mandalores,
Mandalore
please
talking
stop
about
talking
Drunk Story.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and those those like images that they have for those. I'm imagining what ours would be.
I'll
Like
have to see if
there's
I can find an
definitely like
artist. I mean, Wildcat
there's
might
like
be
a
willing to do
wanted
it.
poster of Matt Mercer in the back.
Yeah, Wildcat might
Like
be
I'm
willing to
trying
if
to
I
imagine
toss
little things that would be there.
her like $30 or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, well, while we're wrapping up, anyone have any big plans for their channel that anyone that listens to this should keep an eye open on, or like want to do any calls to action or anything like that? Any like Ashley got any
Big
videos coming out?
planned. Well, I mean, I have one every Wednesday, but nothing big planned specifically.
Anyone doing any big events or?
I don't have any
Um,
big events yet.
All right. Well, I guess
I
holidays
don't
are
have
coming
any
up. So.
events, but
Mm.
next week I'm actually going to try to get onto a stream schedule. I'm going to see if I can start making videos more. And sometime probably in December, Last Roll will start up again, or rather, finally start.
Oh lord. Tina, you got
I might be
any?
streaming tonight, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end this, go walk the dog, and then go live myself. So, what are you streaming tonight, Vina? Maybe I'll raid into you if you're still live when I'm done.
I have no earthly idea. I was playing hentai games in Discord.
I
because
remember,
it
I was
sponsored
there.
for me. Yeah, resist the succubus, the end of the female night. It is the best and worst kind of AI slop you've ever seen in your life. Holy shit, I haven't laughed harder at a game in
Oh no.
probably like a year. It had me howling in laughter.
So I do think that we should tell some of the stories because I think everyone here will find them very funny. We are an hour and a half, and I do think this is a good place. Before we do that, let's end the episode for YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being here
Okay.
for the first one. Next one, I don't know if we'll do it monthly or bi-weekly or something. The original plan was bi-weekly, but maybe it'll be bi-weekly. We do like the second week we do some games together or something like that rather than a talk show. But we'll see. We'll talk about it. But yeah, thank you guys for coming, and you are all absolutely amazing, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
I am too. This was like extremely fun and very insightful for like me, who's like not that big in the gaming, but still has like the gaming insights and stuff like that.
Yeah. We
That
definitely
sounds-
should probably like try to do. This is good for an opening episode, but playing to a theme will be fun too.
Mm.
All right, well, goodbye, you guys. I'll talk to you in a bit. Like, I'm not getting on a channel after we're done, but bye.
Bye.
Hi everybody.